What do you want to say to the people? He's frisky.
Yeah, he is frisky.
Is that when they're like turned on or they're just happy?
Yeah, she's just happy. He's like,
Is it not? Like, ooh, purr for me, kitten.
no.
Face, you're like, mortified.
No, he's just a diesel engine because he's a happy guy.
Oh, that's so nice. Welcome back to Cat and Cat. Purr. Purr for me. What are we doing today?
We asked the audience questions, or they were asking us questions.
Yes. Yeah, we did like a real thing on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just ask us questions.
Okay.
We're just gonna get started.
Okay.
So the first one is craziest client experience.
Depends how you interpret the word crazy. Do you have one that comes to mind right away? Like stew on mine.
Yeah, but it's not a crazy experience. It was probably just like the most like, what the hell is happening here? It was our Pride Flash Day. It was Galen's partner was their first tattoo.
Oh, the ankle.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Screaming and shaking, just like rocking the chair.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone so vocal and so just like, like, get me the fuck out of this chair, but also keep doing the tattoo. I was like, what am I doing here? Mm-hmm. Do I stop?
Yeah. I feel like this isn't just consensual anymore.
Bouncing the chair.
You're asking me to continue.
Screaming, wailing.
It's wild how people express so differently, because there's been a few times where if you didn't know what was happening, you would think someone was having sex. Yeah. For sure. Like the moaning and stuff that happens. Yeah. Outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always like the grunt.
Yes.
The grunt and the,
oh, fuck.
Please don't do that in my chair.
Please stop. Please stop moaning.
Please stop.
Yeah.
What's your craziest client experience?
The ones that come to mind, I think I've already talked about, like the guy shitting himself in Toronto.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. And I had someone puke, and then they were like fine and good to go, and then we continued and they were fine. But that's not really crazy. But I've only had, I think, 2 people in the however long. What?
Yeah, we already talked about that one last episode.
That scares me, eh? Like, I had a stalker for a hot minute. That was pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. What else have I had? Oh, they were literally going through my Instagram while I was tattooing them. Like, not to like I'm just looking at your tattoos. Like, we're talking like piano videos. We're talking like before I moved to Toronto, like on the DTC page. Oh. Is that, maybe that's not weird. Is that weird? That's kind of weird.
It's getting to know you on a...
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think most people deep dive, or if they're like...
Yeah, but deep diving while in your seat is like...
Yeah, and we're like making comments and showing me, and I was like, all right, pop off. I don't know. That's not crazy. I wish I had like... I had someone offer to pay me in cocaine. And I'm like, that's not this kind of... That's a better story. Yeah, I had this very, very nice man when I was working in Toronto. He was asking me what I wanted for Christmas. And I was finishing up a sleeve. I tattooed him like 7 times before this. And I was saying that I'd been saving up because I wanted to buy my MacBook, which I still use today, like however many years later. And he was like, oh, are you like going to be here for Christmas? I was like, no, I'm going back home. I'm from Sault Ste. Marie. And then he literally had it in the cart and he's like, what's your address? And I was like, you're not buying me a laptop. He's like, no, I'm buying wherever you are going to be a laptop. And he was like, just joking. So I told him my address, and didn't he fucking ship me the laptop and still paid for his tattoo and tipped me that day. I was like, and back then, like,
sugar daddy?
I had only, but like, he wasn't creepy at all, never hit on me, like never crossed a boundary at all. So I was like, slay.
That's not even a boundary thing. I would have been sugar daddy? Question mark.
Yeah. Do we want this to become that?
Well.
Yeah, he was super nice. I thought, that was pretty crazy. That was pretty wild. Yeah.
The most memorable tattoo you've done, or one with the most special meaning?
When you're thinking about something, so you're not listening, because now I just feel like people think I do cocaine. They didn't pay me in cocaine. I've never done. I'm like, oh God, did it seem like I was like, yeah, give me that payment? That was a shocked face. I am terrified of hard drugs. Sorry, can you repeat that?
The most memorable tattoo or most special meaning tattoo you have done?
Oh, that's hard because I've done so many memorial portraits, and that's always what comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, like I've tattooed my dad, which is like that's really cool, and then I
Mm-hmm.
tattooed my grade 8 teacher and like my principal, which was cool. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that is like meaningful to me because it's people from my childhood, and it's
They're supporting you in your career.
yeah. So that's pretty sweet. But I would say there was one portrait that I did, and I did the same portrait on like multiple members of the family, and the boy was probably like, I don't know, it's hard to tell how old someone is. I don't know, but like early teens
Okay.
when they passed away, and that was just like to be trusted with that, and they're like a really sweet family.
And to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be mine.
I can't think of anything.
We tattoo so much, like it's every day for years. Like it's so hard to think of
Yeah.
because you've done like so many cool pieces, but for
I just constantly think of that like neo-traditional owl I did as like my most memorable tattoo. I did it like when did I do that? Like a year and a half ago.
where was it on the body?
In the inner bicep 3 years ago. Whoa. See, I have no concept. Right.
Time is an illusion.
Time is an illusion. Yeah, so all I can think of like for most memorable tattoo is that neo-traditional owl I did on the inner bicep on Aaron. Most I want to design more like that. I will.
And your fucking realism color work has been like just knocking it out of the park recently. That's been really cool to see.
I like it.
Yeah.
Most special meaning tattoo I can't think of either.
Yeah. Most memorable, I feel like a few would come to mind for sure. But
I can't think of any ones that have special meaning. Have you ever tattooed someone and absolutely hated their idea?
um I've definitely been asked to do tattoos that I
Yeah.
absolutely hated. I usually would not take early in my career. I would take it on just because I
Mhm.
needed to get the experience. But now I don't think I would do it. I honestly don't think. I mean, if I like hated it, no.
I've done so many.
It's definitely happened. Like the amount of infinity symbols I've done. I don't hate infinity symbols, but I'm like, seriously,
Yeah.
the trend
I
is
hate
over.
so many ideas.
Like currently,
Yeah, because it's shit I
Okay.
wouldn't draw.
valid. Okay.
But just because we don't have clientele like making their way to the Sioux to get tattooed, I can just kind of take on what I can get to fill my calendar, right? So I do a lot of work that I wouldn't normally draw. It's not in my wheelhouse as an artist. Like trees. If I get asked to do one more tree,
Yeah.
fucking hate trees.
Trees of life and shit. Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah. That's like
I
me with
hate them.
nature. I'm at the point where like the mountain landscape kind of stuff. I'm like, I
know,
get it, but like
why- landscape isn't a tattoo.
you need a focal point.
Yeah, you need a focal point landscape be your
Yes.
background.
Yes.
Landscape in its own is not a tattoo. I don't care. Someone can fucking fight me. I don't give a shit.
No, I agree. It just doesn't translate as well as it could if you don't have something in the foreground to create that depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Yeah. But you turn away a lot of stuff too, though.
I'm working on it.
No, you definitely do.
I'm starting to.
Yeah. I
It's
feel
new.
like you have been since we've been together.
No.
Really?
But like literally in the last little while, I'm just like, absolutely not. No. But it's like more now that we have like more apprentices and juniors on skin where I'm like, I can absolutely
Yes.
say no to this and they can't.
You
Sorry.
can pass it on. Yeah, you can pass it on. It stays
Sorry.
in house.
Yeah. Yeah.
was gonna
That
say-
too. Riley also just
Because a lot of stuff, like someone will be like, "Oh, hey, I tried to book with you, but they ended up booking me so and so." Like, as if I would know that. I'm like, I wouldn't know that.
yeah, if you
Like, because
Take a look at the design and be like, why is it captivating? And I'm like, because I know captains will do
yeah, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. So a lot of that we don't even really hear about. Like, we don't get to say no to it because Riley's nice and is like, I'm not even gonna ask them because I know they don't want to do it. Or sometimes clients are really good if you're like, hey, that's not really what the artist is looking to take on right now, but if you want something like A, B, and C and D, and sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay,
Oh, yeah,
maybe I'll
absolutely.
skew my idea, which I think is like really amazing that
yeah,
people
feed
are
on the
willing to
plan.
change. Yeah, yeah.
Craziest tattoo you've done?
I did SpongeBob SquarePants with a top hat on someone's hand when I was working in Toronto. And I remember being like, this is a bold fucking move. Yeah, pop off, buddy. Like, yeah. And
That's
then,
the craziest tattoo.
I mean, that's crazy, but it's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy? Like, no, nothing else. Things that I get scared easy and I don't do that stuff, so. What, have you done crazy tattoos?
No. What have I done?
Riley's
That's
like, she
crazy.
just won't. Well, what are the crazy tattoos, Riley?
Well, think about like any of the weird, like cartoony, like didn't you do like a unicorn someone's something or?
No.
Oh my God, Caitlin, you've literally said so many things where you're like, oh, that was so weird that I did that.
Kat doesn't remember.
All I
any of
get
them.
the only thing that came to mind is the kid getting slut, and their mom like called for the appointment for them, and I was like, does your mother know you're getting slut on your
Nice.
like V line? Like
That's
that's
funny.
what she's signing for?
Wait, haven't you like had designs where they're like funny? Like you
Oh.
did cubes like not that long ago.
Oh, I wouldn't say. Well, that doesn't count as crazy tattoo, like silly tattoo. Haha. Okay, so like,
Because I feel like people look at that and be like, oh, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Then
okay.
like, dude, recently I did like a half sleeve on him, and then he was also like, oh, can you also like do a man mowing the lawn
Yeah.
on like the pubic bone?
That's funny.
And it worked out perfectly because we like shaved the whole area and just put the little stick man just. Oh, the Oscar the Grouch. Was
Oh,
it Oscar the
yeah.
Grouch in a Milwaukee beer can and holding a bong?
That's nice. That
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
fun.
That's a prime example of
That was a
something
fun
crazy.
one.
I like that.
I don't know. I feel like that's it that I can remember.
All I can think of is that guy that I haven't even consulted. I don't even know if you're doing it or I'm doing it, but he wants to get the woman that's all tied up,
Oh, like a shibari girl.
shibari girl.
But that's not crazy.
Oh, that's sick. But I've never
No,
done that
that's so
before.
sick. You've
Like,
never
that's
seen
like,
those? Shibari girls are like,
I've never seen it tattooed.
I have a folder to show
So
you them.
good. Yes, please. I love that. I just think that's so cool. Something like that's like different. I feel like people would look at that and be like, "You're crazy to tattoo that on you."
Nah.
Yeah.
What is the best or worst horror story you have from your ink career? Details, please.
Again, like I'm trying to think of offside shit that people have said. It doesn't happen very much anymore, I think, because we live in such a small community and people know that we're a safe space and like, not that we publicly say that we're any type of political leaning way, but we don't really talk about that. But I feel like people would know not to say certain stuff when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been offended recently, which is nice. Not that it happens easy. I'm pretty hard to offend. I'm trying to think of. We had that guy that came in. I hate that my mind is still going to all the negatives, but like a guy that came in that was super rude to Riley or you, and we had to kick him out. Yeah, we told that on another podcast. It's a good question, but I wish it was more entertaining. And we did do a whole episode on it. Yeah, second. Oh yeah. The second episode
Yeah.
of horror stories would be a good.
He's not gonna wheeze now because he
No,
put
that
the
was-
microphone to
That was
him.
fucking wild.
This one says probably a repeat, but what was it like for you when you first started tattooing?
That's such a good question.
Mm-hmm.
It's so there's so many emotions. Like you're so excited, you're nervous, you're anxious, you're so hyper aware because there's so many things that now I wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
Stretching the skin, not touching yourself, how am I positioned? Am I pulling correctly? Do I have enough ink? Am I wiping? Like there's just so many things that go into it that become so habitual.
Yeah.
But when you first start, you're so hyper aware and like the idea that it's permanent, that the person can be in pain. Like there's just constantly things going through your mind, and it's I fucking loved it. I fell in love with it the second I did it. I was like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
No, I'm reading the same question again. What was it like for you when you first started tattooing? I was scared I was hurting everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I apologize a lot already,
Mm-hmm.
but I had like real bad anxiety before every single tattoo. just
Okay.
like worried about the amount of pain that I was going to inflict on someone and how they were going to take it. That was fun. That was a learning curve.
I used to worry about the heat, like the after. I'd
Yeah.
be like up at night and be like, oh fuck, I hope that was healing okay. Or like I wonder if that was like one too many passes on that one area, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, how's that gonna settle into the skin? But now when you've been doing it for so long, like you just know, like
You
I don't
just
I don't think
know.
about it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, there is the odd time where someone will have a rough heal and there's so many factors that could make that happen, but I'm not questioning myself and my skill set anymore.
No, like, because even when we're seeing like some kind of rough heels coming back from the apprentices, I'm like, they're like, well, what happened here? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't see that anymore. I don't know.
I haven't seen that in a while, or
Yeah.
or I haven't seen it myself, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Could be a number of things.
could be a number of things, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's elimination. But yeah, it is really cool to be. And I think that novelty wears off, which is kind of sad because I think some people glamorize our career. Some people don't like it at all, but some people are like, oh, that's so cool. Like, that's sick. Like, that must be so much fun. But because we do it every day, we don't realize that it is really cool. Like, we're being
Yeah.
trusted to put something permanent on someone's body. We're creating art every day. Like, that's awesome.
It's great.
But we don't think of it in that way because it's our everyday, right? So I think
No.
that's when I see the apprentices and when we're working with younger minds and you can see how hungry they are, that reminds me of how I used to feel, and it like gives me that refire, and I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, put your ass in gear.
Yeah, and I think it's humbling because sometimes we're like, yeah, like we still can be getting better, we can still be growing, and I think actually working with you does that most to me because I see you constantly progressing and trying out new shit, and you're so far into your career, and I'm like, fuck, I need to like try something new, or like, you know, try and advance in a way.
Yeah, it's just because I don't have a niche.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think that you have a niche, but I think that you have the ability to also explore outside of it. Like, I would say that like when I see a tattoo, like I know that it's yours. Like your soft realism, it's not quite bold trad, but it's that fine line, but still has the traditional aspects to it. Like I know that you did that tattoo. So to me, that's like a niche.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Not to like say that you're wrong, because if that's your perspective, then maybe you don't
Yeah.
have a niche. But I think other people think that you do, and they would disagree.
Okay.
But it is nice to see you step outside of that and fucking crush multiple styles. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can do one thing. I got one thing.
Just a one trick pony.
Yeah.
But no, I would like it if I was able to just like hone in on one style and just do one style. But I know that not the industry, but
This one.
I jump around based on what's gaining traction, and it's a small city, so only so much pops off for a while, right?
Yes, and I think that it's that re-stimulation of like something new, something creative that's like pushing you, because I know that you go home and you design all night. Like you're like constantly dumping into that cup of creativity. So you almost need something that's new to refuel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if you can hear me smacking my gum. Should I take it out of my mouth?
Linda,
Hi, Linda.
have you ever done a tattoo where you knew you made a mistake? Do you tell them?
Fuck no. You do
No.
not tell them.
No.
They're gonna stress the person out. They're gonna shit themselves. I used to work with someone who would say oops as a joke. Like, that's so mean.
Oops.
Oops, you wanted it to say Kathy, right? And then they're like, what? You know, like shit like that. And I'm like, I would never. Or people that slap them at the end of the tattoo.
Oh,
No, I can't get
I
behind it.
want to slap them.
I have the respect for that old school mentality, but like I just can't be the person to do it, because I know how much, like, even like when you're doing the Sanoderm, the littlest bit of touching at the end, you're like, I'm a
I know,
delicate
but the
flower.
second that Sanoderm's on there, I just want to
I know.
slap it so hard. Like, good job, bud. Send you home with a little extra pain. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
There's not so much anymore, but at the beginning of your career, I think anyone would be lying if they said that they hadn't messed up. Like there's even if like the client moved and you're not, you don't have the skill set to know when to anticipate that coming or what to do when that happens, and then it blows out, or you know,
Mistakes
like
happen.
they definitely happen.
It's literally just a matter of like learning how to troubleshoot around the mistake to either like get rid of it or mask it.
And you can, and the person would never know. So by the like, you want to explain how we would get rid of it or mask it?
Yeah, so like with line work, if you're doing like fine line and you get a blowout, you would just like bump a needle size up and just like go over that line again or beside to mask it. If you're blowing out and like there is shading in the tattoo, you just work your shade up from that blowout. But like shit happens where it's not just blowouts, where like not to call I'm not even going to call him out by name, but like a tattooer used online references like stock imagery, but it had like the stock watermark on the image and thus ended up in their stencil and in the final tattoo.
That's funny. That's awful, but that's funny.
So
Oh my God.
yeah, like things like that. Like if you're using stock imagery, remove your watermarks before you start making your stencils. You also have to like doctor your imagery so that you're not stealing like 100% of someone's photography
Oh
too.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh sure.
miss lines.
Sure.
You forgot to shade one area that's supposed to be shaded or
Yeah.
My biggest downfall probably with like messed up tattoos is like pirate ships. Like all the like
Yes.
the lines for your ropes for your mast.
Yeah. For them
And
all
you
to
have like a
connect.
ghost mast because it's not attached to anything, and then
Yeah.
you go to post the photo and you're like fuck, like like come back in for your touch up please, you
Yeah,
are missing
yeah.
ropes.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably one of the, it's same with like, yeah, the mast, is that what it's called? The mast is like
Yeah.
the pillars to your whatever.
I say yeah as if I know. I that sounds right.
I think ships are one of the hardest ones. For especially like missing imagery when it's either ropes or like pillars on a ship. But yeah, something as simple as like not shading an area that was meant to be shaded, and then you go back to look at the image and you're like, why is there like negative space in that gap? You know, like shit happens. If it's like very noticeable and crucial to like the final design, yeah, I've messaged people and been like, holy fuck, I just missed something in your tattoo, come back in a couple of weeks. I did that with one leg piece. There was like a line missing through the tattoo, and I can't remember if the client noticed it or I did, and we were like, get back in your chair please.
Yeah.
Most of the time you catch it before they leave the shop, or you notice it in the photo after, and you just get a hold of them and be like, hey.
I feel like it's mostly with line work and script. It's like, oh, I forgot to dot that fucking I on that like novel I wrote, or put the comma in or something because you were wiping, or it's like, yeah, I tried work where there's an area I was supposed to fill in and then I just wasn't, kind of overlooked it.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like racking my brain trying to think about, because with realism, you start at the bottom and by the time you get at the top, everything's done. You're not lining, wiping, doing your back teeing, and then your stencil's gone.
Yeah.
Like it's like
a fax machine. You're literally just going to.
And if it were to be like messed up or forgotten, like it's interpretive because it's realism. So I don't really think it happens as much.
No.
The only equivalent I could think of is there's definitely been like, one or two times where someone was like, oh, like I kind of wanted this adjusted, or, whatever. And then you do a touch up. But a lot of the times, especially because I'll take on really old photos.
Yeah.
And so I really tried it. Like the other day I did a grandma.
Yeah.
And I really tried to be like, hey, like, just so you know, like, if you're okay with it, I'm going to make up some of the shading because like those photos are so overexposed.
Yeah. They're just very flat.
There's no contouring in the face. And like, I can tell by the fullness and where it is, where the shading should go, just for understanding the human, anatomy structure. And I'm like, but I really try and communicate anything beforehand to like avoid that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because I don't do script and that kind of stuff very often. I feel like it doesn't really, not just say I don't mess up. I'm sure, I don't know, there's someone out there watching us being like, you fucking suck. Like, okay.
Yep, I suck.
No, I meant me.
No, I know, but I'm just going to put it out there. You can say your shit. I suck. I don't give a fuck.
That's how we get better. Yeah.
I was like, who asked this? I'm not naming names.
Was it okay?
No. Why are tattoo artists so hot?
Who fucking asked that? That's a nice question. Oh, shit. That's okay. Nice. Are they? I've met a lot of tattoo artists that are only attractive because they're covered in tattoos. A lot of them are real. I don't know. Do you think that?
Yeah.
For sure, though. No, I was talking. Were we talking about this the other day? Some celebrities that
Are
are
they hotter or are they just tattooed?
Yes. Yes. They're still hot. And I think everyone's beautiful. Just depends on what your attraction is. And someone's hot to someone, right?
I have no answer.
Just dirty, stinky people with tattoos. That's what I think of when I think of like a traditional tattooer.
Dirty, stinky.
Yeah, like just hacking darts, wearing the same sweater for 3 days, covered in tattoos. Like those are the people I tattooed.
Judging me?
If you think of like old school tattooing, like that's what it was. That was
Yeah.
the culture. I've tattooed with people that are like that.
Why are tattoo artists so hot? I don't know. Are they?
No. It's the confidence that's all facade.
Yeah, it's all a facade.
Uh-huh.
I would argue that some tattoo artists are some of the worst people.
Some of them. Arrogance will take over. You get this, people will put you on a pedestal for no fucking reason, and that can go to your head.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you're in any creative field that you get even the littlest bit of praise for, people think that they're the fucking shit,
Yeah.
and there's no warranty for that. So the egos will take over, and
Yeah, ego
kinda
is
gross.
a big problem with
Yeah.
the industry.
for sure, everyone thinks that they're awesome. Which it's
Just-
so
Just know that you're shit and be shit.
but you need confidence to tattoo. Because you have to be confident when you're gonna go put something permanent in someone's skin. So like where's that line? Where's that balance? Right?
Yeah.
But you have to be humble to keep growing. You have to I know that we're each other's bigger like I'm my biggest critic and you're your biggest critic. I know that.
Yeah.
I really hope the
Was it yummy?
camera got that right. You just said she burped and tasted Cheetos. Oh,
Oh, you
puked Cheetos.
puked up Cheetos. Ouch. Don't do that. No, maybe. No, it's too many. It's carbs today. It was a carb day. What's a flash?
What's a flash?
What's
That's
flash?
fucking cute.
Yeah, what's flash?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So a flash tattoo, the origin of it would be you go into a tattoo studio, there would be like binders, or on the wall you would see, old school Sailor Jerry tattoos that you can pick from and put them on your body. It was a lot of like Chinese or Mandarin or, Asian writings that people would get, or it was symbols or butterflies or pinups or all the things.
Pre-drawn designs.
Pre-drawn designs.
Yeah. So, yeah. Basically, not a custom tattoo. Flash is quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that has been pre-designed. So you go and you pick it and away you go. It's a lot of the times it's associated with walk-ins. Yeah.
Yeah. And basically it's what the industry was built on was flash tattoos, because these artists would just do page after page of these quick little palm-sized drawings or like a full back piece and be like, this is what I have.
Yeah.
Because you're coming into the shop for a walk-in, you don't have time to do a drawing. This is what I have.
You just want to get
Flash.
a tattoo. That's what I want to do.
Flash drawing.
A lot of them are redone, which I don't think people know about. Usually we always vocalize it if it is the case, but a lot of shops, so if you pick something off the wall, 10 other people could already have it.
Yeah, repeatable flash.
Repeatable flash, but usually
Yeah.
that's communicated to the client.
Yeah. Yeah. I had like my small stuff, like anything smaller than a palm, like the traditional things and like bugs and stuff will be repeatable, but anything larger than my palm or the size of my hand
Okay.
is like a single go,
Okay.
unless we do like Halloween flash or
Right.
something themed.
This
Like I
angel.
did. Your favorite client wants to know if you have a favorite client and why.
Is that what
It's
it
another
says?
Linda.
It says my favorite client.
No, I'm just saying it. Do you have a favorite client and why it was Linda?
Oh, that is so hard because there's definitely. I would have a few. There's been very, very few that have crossed over and are now friends. Are you tired? There's a very, very small handful because I really try and keep work and other shit separate. But there's definitely ones where I just like can not become their friend because we just jive so well. So if I start listing people, I'm gonna get yelled at because I'm gonna miss people. But I definitely they know who they are.
Yeah.
If you have my personal phone number, good for you.
Yeah.
Because that is like I do not give that out. So
Well, I think
you're one of my favorite clients for sure.
Yeah. I have one
Yeah.
client that has my phone number and that's it. But
Yeah.
like I have a few favorite clients and I'm pretty sure they know who they are because I know that I can just like call on them and they'll show up and it's always
Reliable.
what do you want to get tattooed? And they're like, whatever you want. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. No, it's great. But you like even I have favorite clients of yours, like people that come and then I'm just like they're so sweet or they're just good energy to have in the studio and you know, they're not even my client, they're just of the studio.
Bye, old man.
Hi.
See ya. He's had enough of me squishing him.
He's done.
You gonna lay on my phone now? What are your hard no's to tattoo? Names on faces, etc.
So male genitalia,
That's a hard pass.
that's a no. I up until just recently I'd never tattooed a face and I said I would never tattoo a face, but then my bestie Brie, that happened. It wasn't like a face tattoo, but like it was a face tattoo. You know what I mean? What are you gonna get, Riley? So sexy.
Cute.
So good.
You're gonna tattoo my face.
I love it. I would tattoo yours 100%, but yeah, that so I think that those things can change, but what comes to mind for you?
This one says like names, tattoos on faces.
I've done names.
I do tattoo names.
Yeah, I've tattooed portraits on people of their significant other.
Yeah, I try and I try not to do names, or at least spouses' names. I have no problem tattooing faces.
I tattooed a guy of his wife and then like a month later, like the whole city knew that she was cheating on him and I'm like, and this bitch fucking sat there and like helped pick out the photo like a narcissist. Isn't that wild? And then he never came back because I was like, I could have made it into a skull or something. This was years ago.
Well, that was like
Not to what I'm not whatever. People,
my ex-husband got my face tattooed on his hand,
yeah.
but I covered it
Yeah.
with a baboon.
That's a
yeah.
little different. It's not like, you know, it was clearly happening while he was getting the tattoo. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which more people just need to be open or poly because like they're clearly miserable. Anyways, that's
Yeah.
another
That's a
fucking
whole other
podcast.
podcast. Yeah, my hard no's are like culturally appropriating tattoos.
Oh, I didn't even think of that for sure.
I do not tattoo genitalia.
Mm-hmm.
I do not tattoo white ink, just white ink.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Or like other people's tattoos. If someone's like, I want this exact thing from Pinterest that someone else has.
No.
I'm like, I'm not going to be canceled. Thank
no,
you.
go buy a tattoo ticket from the original artist
Yes.
or go see them. Yeah, I will not rip off someone else's artwork.
So many are coming to mind now. Like, I don't think the burning church.
You will not tattoo a burning church?
Someone asked me to, and I said no. Yeah, Riley, like, it's not.
You also don't tattoo religious tattoos that are like
In general, usually.
general, but
Yeah.
also like the ones like I did the one that was like Jesus, but half of his face was like a skull. You were so unwell,
That
and I
makes me
didn't post it online
sweat.
because it makes so like yeah. So you don't do tattoos that are tarnishing in a religious way.
In any religion, I wouldn't. Not just in Christianity.
But you do religious tattoos like rosaries.
Sorry, that would be tarnishing another religion.
Yeah.
In that
That would
way.
be-
I would
yes,
do
yes.
rosaries or I would do Buddha or
But
anything
even
like
if it's
that.
just
But
like-
it's like,
Yeah, see, I won't do
fits.
Buddha. You're not supposed to put Buddha on your body.
see, I don't know that. That's for the client to research though.
Yes, but people don't. Use your noggins, folks.
But then we also had that whole conversation about doing Christ and do you actually depict him as the argument of what ethnicity he was, or is he a white man with
Jesus
blue
was not
eyes?
a white man.
They come from a white land.
But it's such a like. But then I'm not. And is it my place to tell my client what his belief
No,
should
because
be? Like
you
that's
will
a,
have a Catholic or a Christian person who was raised in the church believing Jesus was a white man and depicted only as a white man, who, if you were to show him depicted like accurately, they'd be like, "What's this?" So that's when you're. I
person from Jerusalem.
fucking hate it.
Yeah.
He's a man from Jerusalem. He was
Yeah.
dark skinned. He probably had a honker on him, like
Dark eyes.
dark hair,
Yeah.
dark eyes. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he was not a white man. I can bitch about this shit all day. Okay. What annoys tattoo artists? That might be one of them.
What annoys us would
Listen to
bitch
every
all
other
day.
episode that we've made. We bitch a lot.
lots of things. I think people thinking that they know best, and I don't mean that in like an arrogant, but like if you're going to someone, you should trust them. So let them do their thing in the sense of
Yeah, let them cook. This isn't.
what I mean?
It's not the customer is always right industry.
oh fuck no.
The artist is right.
Oh yeah. Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I love it, but like turning people down and be like, there's someone who will do this better, go to them. Stop coming to me asking me to do the shit that I don't do. I'm not gonna do it well. I'm not here just to take your money. Like
Yeah.
and be like, oh, but like you must be able to do it because you can do that. And I'm like, yeah, I could do it, but it's honestly not gonna be as good as if you go to someone who does it every day.
Yeah. Go
So
to
that
this-
I don't love.
Yeah, we get annoyed by people that don't research specialties.
What else? What else, Kat?
What else annoys me?
You know what I think is really cute is so we somewhat recently added to our waivers pronouns.
Yeah.
And seeing the older generation know what that is and do it, especially like cis old white men, when they know what that means and they do it, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. When people ask to talk to the manager or the owner and they use the him pronoun, that's like my own internal battle, but that I don't like. But what? Oh my God. Yeah, no. I used to happen when I was literally at the front, like when I first opened. Maybe it's because maybe people know. I don't know. But it's definitely happened. Or when someone has to call their spouse to get approval. Not in like a, I love my partner and I'm like, look, I'm so excited. Look at the stencil. It's like, is this okay for me to put on my body? Like they're looking for permission, which no, don't tell me what to do.
We've already talked about this.
We can talk about it again. The little,
I have
my
so
parts
many-
work is coming out. My little teenager self is coming out. I don't like being told what to do.
No.
Do you? No. Imagine.
Can't tell me shit.
Imagine Anthony was like, don't get that tattoo. I'd be like, what the, pardon me?
Bye. No. I have lots of annoyances, but I can't pinpoint them right now. But I feel like we've touched on a lot of them in the past episodes.
People hitting on you. I know you don't like. People move.
Next question. I think this is the last one. So how is tattooing over larger keloid scars different than a typical tattoo?
What a good question.
That's a great question.
So well done. So all different types of areas of the body, like stretch marks, all that kind of stuff, you do have to treat it differently. So a keloid scar, I wouldn't tattoo. A keloid scar that is now turned into just really thick, dense scar tissue, I'll tattoo. But there's definitely a huge waiting period.
Yep.
So when it's like that purpley raised keloid, I'm not comfortable to tattoo that. So I wouldn't tattoo a keloid scar.
3 to 5 years tops, max. No, minimum. Like you leave it healed for
Yeah.
3 to 5 years and then check it.
Yeah.
I did tattoo over keloid scars the other day.
How did it go?
I think it was fine. I
Yeah.
think it was fine. It wasn't full coverage, which is great because when it's full coverage, that's how you end up with the ink pooling and distorting and eventually changing the shape of the tattoo.
Sucks it in.
Sucks it in or
yes.
blows it out.
Yes.
So that's what I was looking up on my phone was a better way to explain it because I feel like I explained it to her the other day when we were talking and then the question came up again. But yeah, it says keloid scars can be especially challenging to tattoo because they're raised and could scar more after the tattoo. But there's also different types of there's a name for it. Oh my god, and I'm so upset that I'm blanking on it. But there's a way to remove scarring or at least lessen the effects of scarring with tattooing with water. So it's like you would be tattooing the skin, but with just like your tattoo needle and water or like a saline.
Okay.
And it breaks the skin down more and allows it to heal and settle more.
That's actually a treatment you can go for.
It's a treatment you can go for, or some people are trained in tattooing to do that to like lessen the lift of the scarring on the skin. I can't remember the name of it right now, and I hate that I don't have it written down.
Because I know my massage therapist, I have a couple scars. I got like a thing removed on my arm, and every time she'll go in and like dig at it and move it around, and she's like, you should do this every day if you can because it breaks up the scar tissue.
Yeah.
So it's like a micro version of what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's just taking needles and like a saline solution to it, and it just like, more trauma seems to cause it to like settle and flatten. I'm not entirely sure if that works with a keloid scar, but I know that it works with like scarring after like varicose vein removal, burn scars.
Stretch marks, you have to be very careful going over. They'll blow out super easy. The skin will chew up very easily. Yeah. Do you have more to go on the keloids?
I was just checking to see if there was anything.
That's a really good question.
It was a great question. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other areas on the body that are hard to tattoo. Like eyelids, I've never tattooed them, but I know like super thin skin areas.
Can I add that to my list of things I will not tattoo?
Eyelids or eyeballs? People
Yeah.
are like,
inside the
the
mouth.
mouth.
I won't even do the. I won't even do the inner lip.
Oh, I've done it, but I don't think I would do it today
No.
unless it was like a good friend like bugging me to do it.
No,
But,
there was a girl I went to college with that got the inside of her cheek tattooed.
oh,
how do you?
shit. How? Drool, all the things.
Not for me.
I tattooed the inside of my lip like decades ago, and it's completely gone. Breeze is fucking crazy. It's still there.
Yeah.
She has breezy? No. Fuck you? Something.
Two completely different things.
What is it?
But yeah, no, eyelids.
Yeah.
Add that to my list of no's.
For sure.
Anything inside the mouth, no. Eyeballs, no. Oh, nail beds.
Okay, how does that work?
I don't want to know.
Because your nails grow and shed. That's not a good way of explaining it, but you know what I mean. They recycle. No, they replenish. They change. They're not always there. They're like hair.
It's regeneration.
Regeneration. They regenerate. So are you going through all the layers and you're tattooing the skin underneath the fucking nail? Because that makes me want to vomit. No.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to find out.
No.
But that's also like tattoos aren't even supposed to be permanent. The way that they're permanent is already a mystery in itself because of how often your skin regenerates. So.
But you know when like a kid stabs you with a pencil and then you have a piece of lead in your skin for like 8 years?
Pencils were never made with lead. It's a lie.
Okay, well the piece of pencil stuck in your skin. Graphite.
It's just graphite in your skin.
You're really poking holes in my story.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know either.
I don't know. Like, you're not supposed to be there,
But you are.
but they're there. That's why I like making like the cheese grater joke.
Yeah, I'll just skin you.
Yeah.
We want to shout out.
Oh.
What's your list you have there?
I started writing out
Show like just briefly, just so they can like, you don't have to read it, but like.
I started
it's
writing
great.
out names of tattooers that I've been tattooed by, as well as like really like, and then it became
awesome.
a 3-page list.
That's amazing.
But I wanted to start with like, because you and I have been tattooed by like local artists, and I know that we mention people, but I never mention their like Instagram. So I thought I'd be like their name, their shop, their Instagram.
Let's do local today.
Okay, let's do local today. Where do
Okay.
we know? I want to start with okay, because you and I have both have been tattooed by Sam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, she's standing up. She's doing it.
Is it.
This one?
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd show you mine, but I'd have to drop a couple layers of clothing. But Sam, so he's at Vermilion Tattoo Collective. His Instagram is tattoos by Sam1. He does crazy black and gray realism.
Why the one though, Sam?
Because there's so many Sams. Tattoos by Sam? One.
He's
only
the
one.
first.
He's the first. And then at his shop is Jess.
Love
And I've got like
Jess.
10 tattoos by Jess, and she does like her own little,
Very
just
unique.
very cute traditional.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her. We're all
Great.
obsessed with
She's
her,
great.
I think.
Yeah. I don't even really know her, but I like her.
Yeah, there's Riley's leg. Her Instagram is at Bessica Nolan. So Jessica with a B, Bessica Nolan. That's Vermilion Tattoo Collective. And then I wrote Corey. So we used to work together at Annapeg Tattoo, but he is now the owner of 3 3/4 Studios. So it's 3_3/4_studio. I love him.
I've never met him.
You need to meet Corey.
Isn't that crazy?
I feel like you guys both have a very dry, if not sexual sense of humor that you guys would actually mesh really, really well.
Best of friends.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm very proud of him in opening his shop, and he's got like his front desk is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and I'm like,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So he's like a big nerd.
he's a big nerd and I love him. And then, so I mentioned Jess. She apprenticed originally under Smithers. We love Josh Smithers.
Yeah.
He's not local anymore. He's at Collingwood Tattoo Company. But his is at Ink by Smithers. And I've been tattooed by him a couple times. He did like a huge neo-traditional chrysanthemum on my hip thigh. And yeah, I'm obsessed with him.
He's a really nice guy. Went to high school with him.
I wanted to do a shout out to Alex at Black Cat, but he doesn't have social media.
Alex tattooed me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've gotten 2 by Alex, and I think he doesn't do the internet.
They don't have Instagram?
No, they do Facebook. So I think it's like Black Cat Tattoo, and if you look it up, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario,
So they're ancient.
Alex. They're not ancient. He's younger than both of us.
But why
Is
don't
he
you have
not?
Instagram?
I don't know.
He looks fucking cool. I like his long hair.
Yeah, he's got beautiful hair.
Yeah.
I want to grow my hair that long.
As you literally just chopped it off. It looks sick, by the way.
Thank you. I don't have the
really like
patience
it.
to grow my hair out.
Uh-huh.
So then we end up with mullets.
I like it.
And then another one for local, I did Greg at Solomon's Tattoo,
Never met him either.
Michigan.
I've heard he's fantastic.
He's great. He was here
Yeah.
for like 15 plus years and then opened his own shop, and he's been open, I want to say almost 10 years across the river.
Oh my god, I love your back piece. It's one of my favorite tattoos that you have.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a walkthrough of the
Sick.
I'm literally wearing like 6 layers of
We'll
clothing
do a
right
naked
now.
podcast.
We'll do no.
Fuck.
Get it.
Yeah, so if we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll do a naked podcast. We'll wear like nipple. We'll wear. Yeah. Can you tell that story?
What?
You
Oh.
blocked that out already.
I did block it out already. Okay, you know what? Trauma brain does the thing.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, the guy was like, he referred to me as like naked tattoo lady when I was out at the bar. He's like, oh, I think you're doing my tattoo. You're like the naked tattoo girl. And I was like, not a girl.
Misgendering.
Misgendering, but also like, I'm wearing clothing. What do you mean? Like, well, your photos are online and naked. I'm like, God damn it, I should have done an OnlyFans. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
I'm out on the internet naked
Yeah.
for free.
For free.
And now people refer to it.
Yeah. I kind of like it.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm sorry that you don't. That's uncomfortable.
I really don't like it. Who else do we got on here? There's so many artists.
Should we change our billboard idea?
No, I don't care. I don't care if we do that. And I really don't care. It's not like I'm not going to take photos naked again because it's not a sexual thing for me. It's just,
There you go.
you wouldn't know I was tattooed if my hand and my face weren't showing, kind of thing. But like, you also wouldn't know the extent of which I was tattooed if you didn't see me naked on the internet. And then I've also done like those modeling competition things where then like it ended up in the newspaper. I'm like, great, cool. So the entire population of the city has now seen me either in lingerie or ass naked, whatever. I don't care.
It's the pseudo. Do we care? Like, the Sue is so funny.
I really don't
I
care.
think it's, yeah.
I really don't care.
It's 3 pages.
It's 3 pages.
Who else? We miss any local people? Like, there's obviously lots of tattooers. Here that are great.
There's
You
like
can't
so many
shout out
shops.
everyone,
But those were the ones that I mean, like, that I consistently have been tattooed by, and I love them.
Yeah.
I've got multiple by Smithers, multiple by Corey. I've been tattooed by Sam twice, which is weird because we worked together for like 2 years. Jess, I've seen like 10 times. Greg is just an ongoing thing where I need to. And we love Jess. And then Greg needs to finish my back, and that's a me problem because I hate going to America.
Sure.
And it's slow season, so I'm broke. So
I went to Applebee's the other day. It was so good. Yo, their pub pretzels with like that beer cheese and then the mustard.
you take me back.
Fucking dirty ass food, but it's so good. And the wonton tacos. Like, when's the last time you were there? Did you go to Applebee's?
To Applebee's?
Yeah, I'm like gonna be shamed.
Like
for this 'cause I
5
hate
years
admitting it.
ago.
I'm all about like supporting local and like these like small dives, but
No, like last time I went to the States, I went to the Palace. And that was like in the summer.
What's the other Mexican place now?
I don't know.
Jose's way better.
I'm loyal to the Palace. I'm sorry.
Well, don't be. It's superior. No, inferior.
It's inferior?
Yeah.
Oh.
You what?
We're getting cut off.
You rap.
Oh, and then okay, then you know what? And then he's not a local anymore, but he
Dobbs.
I put Dobbs in here.
Joshy.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs art at Requiem Tattoo in Halifax.
He did my first tattoo.
I've never been tattooed by him. I fed him while he was tattooing people.
He tattooed me when I was 14. Didn't ask how old I was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's fucking so talented.
He's so talented, it's stupid. It actually like pisses me off a little.
He's a very attractive man. I think it's because he's so tattooed, though. I don't know, maybe not. His confidence.
Oh, he's a meathead. I kind of like it.
Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck. I love that.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck at all. And that's the confidence thing.
It's like Maddie Matheson. I'm not over it. I'm in such a TikTok hole of Maddie Matheson just like cooking food and being funny and so tattooed. And I'm just like, I would. Yep. Anthony, he just thinks it's funny.
Yes,
I'm like, yep. Anyways. And then there's Ansel.
Okay, she's cutting off us off.
I haven't even laid down yet.
My goodness. Okay.
I don't even remember what we talked about.
I don't know either, but I'm going to keep this list and I'm going to keep shouting out people who have either tattooed me or I'm obsessed with.
That's nice.
Because I wrote them all down and then there's going to be more on there. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I know, so we're done. We should call out or shout out our favorite locals food spots. Not like right now, but like randomly. I feel like we already do
Tandoori Garden. Georgie Shawarma.
that. So good. So good.
Breakfast